Universe, it's Caner Tip Tuesday, and today we're in the series. This is part 3 of CaneFlow, the dance of self-defense, of cane self-defense and wellness. Part 3 today, looking at the at-home cane training blueprint. In other words, how do you make this happen wherever you are, especially when you don't have somebody else to train with? The blueprint is the treasure. Right? The step-by-step so that you can take it as far as you want to take it. But before we do that, a warm welcome to all, especially if you're here for the first time. If you like the content, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the little bell icon so you don't miss any future content and avail yourself. You have a couple of free resources. You have the Facebook groups. You can request entry, read the description below. They'll let you write in. And the most important one is the no-cost cane clarity call. Let's have a conversation. Request it. We will set some time aside to give you our undivided attention. Text the letter CCC to the number on the screen. In less than 24 hours, we will be on a phone call with you answering all your questions regarding cane training, how to get cane trained, the cane, and anything relative to the cane culture. It'll save you tons of time, money, and frustration because you'll get it right from the onset. So one of the more important things, if you're deciding, if you're saying, so you're watching this every week and you've seen a lot of, I have the pleasure and the privilege of speaking to those who are coming new to the cane culture every single day. I speak to people from all over the world. They're coming new. They're just discovering this. These are fun, by the way. They're nice looking. They're really neat. A lot of nice looking canes out there, but at the end of the day, you're going to be able to do with this tool whatever it is that your training allows you to do. So how are you going to make that happen? We get a lot of calls with, hey, do you have anybody local? Do you have anybody? Because that's the traditional training model. That's what you know. And we understand that. We understand that at ACSD. As a matter of fact, we were a part of that decades ago. Let me tell you how that works. If you come to class, say on Monday, and then you get your instruction there, you're coming back, you have a second class perhaps on Thursday later on that week, you're relying on that second class. You were supposed to do some homework. If you did any of that, the instructor was not there for you. So we have to hope that you remembered how to do things correctly at home. If you even did anything, our experience is that most do not do quote unquote homework. They wait till they come back on Thursday. So because you didn't do anything, we got to work on that same skill. If you did do something, we weren't there to give you the correctives. And now we still have to correct what you probably were doing incorrectly, right? We have to give you some corrective feedback. And that's what you value. Today, ACSD has developed an online training that we've refined for decades now. We've been doing this. And during the pandemic time, it just exploded. We just got busier. Why? Because while everybody else was on lockdown, this is a system that does not require another body to maximize. It is a movement-based system that is designed to ingrain in the nerve system the skills so that they're there for you when you need them. Now, how do you go about that? ACSD has what is known as the core. And the core system is a 4-level system. You have leader, you have advanced, you have master, and you have senior master. The first 3 levels are designed so that you can learn it in this through online training. And that's not you with a bunch of videos like you might be going through YouTube trying to figure things out and put things together on your own. Anybody who has seen one of our YouTube videos and then goes into the training, it's night and day, because one is designed to show you the potential, what's possible, right, and allow you to make an informed decision as to who you're going to trust with your cane training. The other one is designed to train you, to teach you, to coach you, and then to give you the feedback. So we have a way of doing that. We get to see what you're doing and give you feedback on it. But let me talk to you about the curriculum specifically as it pertains to ACSD and CaneFlow and the movement. So you start at the leader level. That is a 6-week. You do that in a group. You can do it. You can go at your own pace. The goal of that first level is to make you effective in the first 2.5 hours of training, to where you can't just walk out on the street with your cane and people randomly put their hands on you because you know exactly what you're doing. Or like I say, you're a force to be reckoned with this cane. You know exactly what it is that you're doing. You know what the law says. You know you have the verbal skills. It's designed to make you effective quickly. That is one level, right? If you decide to move on from there, to advance is what we refer to as the dance. That's where you get introduced to the dance. The dance is the movement that often people who are not familiar with what we do in this particular style, they look at it and they say, well, they're just exercising or dancing with the cane, and that's fine. That's exactly what we want, because it's not intended for you to readily see that. Now, if you move into advanced and that second level, you're at 50%. Once you go through it, you're at 50% of the ACSD Alphabet, which is a series of forms or exercises. Now, if you come from a martial art background, they're not traditional forms like you would take them to the competitive arena. There are others that do that, and they do it better than we do. These are exercises that are put together in a sequence, in a logical fashion, that allow you to train and teach you the movements, and then from there you're going to extract application. So in that sense, similar to what the forms do, but much shorter. The way ACSD forms are put together, the alphabet is put together, is where one ends, the other one begins. When you string all six, there's 6 plus one that you have, a double cane form that you learn at the senior master level. When you string those together, it makes one long form, right? So again, the person who's not familiar with it doesn't know where it begins and where it ends. It was designed to be that way. And then if some will decide to move on to the level of mastery, and the time period for each of these, we don't speed you up or slow you down, but on average, it'll take about a year. Once you're done beyond that leader level, it'll take at least a year, and it takes people 2 years to go ahead and do that, because again, we're in no rush, and we give you lifetime access to everything. But if you move on to the master's level, now you're handling 2 canes at the same time. People often ask, why would you're not going to be hanging around with 2 canes and fighting with 2 canes, and you don't get it. That's linear thinking. The reason you're doing 2 is because you're taking your level of brain training and the fact that you're ambidextrous by that point with the cane, and you're taking it to a completely other level. In other words, I can do one thing with the cane here at this pace, but at this other pace, I'll be doing something completely different. In order to have that kind of handling, that requires a greater skill, all the while also using the footwork there. If somebody were just to move into the first level, right, and you have the tools to handle a lot of common assault, but we don't consider you to be an ACSD caner at that point. Why? Because you still don't have the footwork, and the footwork is the key there, gets you in and out of trouble. All this takes into consideration injuries, limitations, challenges. We have those that are sitting on a chair. We have those that will have to ambulate with 2 canes. They may have had a stroke. They can only use one side of the body. They're in pain. And so we're used to doing that. And it's up to the coaches, the professional who's working with you, to circumvent and work around these things to make it happen for you, for the simple reason that criminals don't care, right? And so there is a step-by-step way of doing that, and it should get you to, the majority are still coming for self-protection. That's what they want first. And so the system has to be able to give you that quickly. But beyond that, if you decide to move on through that, then you're going to find all these other benefits that come, the health benefits, the brain training, the greater level of application. And one thing that I want to get across today, ACSD, originally the way I put it together, is a cane-empty hand system. Today, when you come in, there's no excuses. You can still choose and say, I just want to learn the cane. But my recommendation, so don't even ask me on this. What do you recommend? If you want to have a conversation, tell me this is what my situation is, that's great. But of course, I'm always going to tell you now, today, to do it cane and empty hand. That's the way it was put together. And no, there's no need to focus on the cane first and then do the empty hand. Talk to everybody who's doing that, and they'll tell you, I wish I would have gotten it from the onset. That's the way it's put together. Whatever you do with this tool, you set it down, we show you how to do that empty hand. And you have the choice to learn it like that right now. You don't have to do cane first and then come back and learn the empty hand. That's not the way it was done. You do here, you do here, you do here, you do it here. You do them together. Okay, that's how it works best. So just some insights into ACSD, the system, the flow, everything that you do with that cane, all the handling that you do is either going to be for an application or designed to train you kinesthetically for something and teach you a principle that will apply to the empty hand. It's like a map. It shows you, hey, this that you're doing with the cane, it teaches the empty hand. The empty hand does not teach the cane. It doesn't work the other way around in ACSD. All right. So again, if you have any questions on that, we love talking to you. Give us a call. It's a great time of the year to go ahead and do that because it's going to set you up for a successful 2024. You start now, you get your information now, and you can start later on after the holidays, or you can start right now. That's up to you. We're at 800-289-8188. And don't forget to text the letter CCC to the number on the screen. And we look forward to talking to you real soon. Thanks for watching. Keep caning. Stay safe.